brings in everybody so that people are not left out and then they start going to the bush. So I allowed President Salva Kiir for the tenacity and the steadfastness that he has conducted together with Dr. Riek Machar, the way they have come up with this list. And this list, as you look at it, points at various, it caters for the younger generation. Most of the guys in that list are friends that I've been with for a long time. The only people that are missing is the group that of detainees. There's only one person I've seen there, but I have not seen people like the former spokesman of SPLA, SPLM, one of those 5 guys that were arrested or were hit by Salva Kiir. Then they ran with Riek Machar. You remember the 5? Then they formed their own group. I have not seen someone coming out, but that can be looked after. There are more other jobs. So if you are missing in this list, please don't start a war. Wait, some other things will shape and build your country. That's a very good list. I recommend.
You recommend. And also we've seen a very notable name there, Mr. Michael Makuei-Lueth, who was the information and broadcasting. He still has been given that docket back. And do you remember when President Salva Kiir announced that he's ready for the country to go back to the 10 states? Mr. Makuei was not very happy about it. Matter of fact, he announced that he was going to resign. And now we see him back here in the cabinet. These hardliners that has really pushed this peace process to a near halt. Remember, do we need such people still in the cabinet with such hardlining positions, or have they reformed, or are they in support of this new unity government? Because judging from the past and how he's been acting, Mr. Makuei, I don't know if he's in support of the new government, or he will be part of the few elements who will be derailing perhaps the works and the unity government that President Salva Kiir and Riek Machar are trying to work together to form and see prosper in South Sudan.
Makuei is a hard nut to crack.
It's very a hardliner, yes.
A hardliner, he speaks his mind and sticks to his mind. He's like myself. We are in the same category. Given the conditions that you see in South Sudan, Makuei has not gone anywhere further than saying, hello, things are happening, but let's stay with these things as they are here. Makuei inclusion in the cabinet gives us a sign of relief, a sign of prosperity, a sign of togetherness, a sign of the way forward. Sudan needs a very rugged. Can I say rugged or rabid? It's actually rabid. A rabid operator now. A person who can engage the international community. A person who can remove negativity, negative posturing of a state. Oh, this state is this or this. To fend off, to get off, to get, and also it needs an accommodative person. An accommodative structure that can bring back those who are having doubts about the peace process. So Makuei is the right one.
All right, and of course, there is a name there that has left tanks working, and people are confused about, Angelina Teny, now the wife of Mr. Riek Machar, who is also the first vice president of the country of South Sudan. Now she has been appointed as Defense and Veteran Affairs. I don't know. How does this sit with you?
Very good. Angelina is a woman of herself. She's not made by Riek. Angelina stands for a huge constituency in Sudan. The women who have suffered the plight of the war, the brunt of the war, the weapons, the suffering, the defilement, the rape. Minister of Veterans. She better looks, she's able, she's well articulated in speaking. We need such people now to run around, to mobilize resources, to talk to the soldiers on the ground. We need Angelina.
So she has the experience,
yes,
that is required to hold that docket.
Yes.
Or maybe Riek Machar was just comfortable having the wife there. Also, trust perhaps has come to play in this matter, because remember, President Salva Kiir initially had refused to give away this docket. So I think after long negotiations, he agreed, and Mr. Machar decided, you know what, the best person to fill in this position could be my wife, because perhaps I trust her more than anybody. I don't know what will advise that move there. We've seen a repetition of a couple of ministries, like we've seen Madut Biariol being appointed to the Ministry of Transport, and also Simon Mijok Majak being appointed to the Ministry of Roads and Bridges. What is the difference? Maybe I don't know.
Very big difference.
Transport and then roads and
deals
bridges.
With regulations of cars on the road. Bridges and the roads, building the roads that the cars run on. Full stop.
Has nothing to do with the Ministry of Transport.
No.
So maybe our Ministry of Transport in this country is overworked.
It's warped.
It's overworked because the ministry looks at all that.
That's why it makes blunders. Okay. That's why you are telling me at Jomo Kenyatta Airport there is no sanitizer.
No, I did not see any.
Yes, you didn't see any, and you flew in with people who had come from when you are going to.
No, I flew in with Sudi.
Yes.
He was going to, I saw him. He was going to Eldoret.
Sudi, of all people.
He took a
Oscar
plane.
Sudi.
He took a plane before me. I saw. And he did not. He also missed the sanitizer.
So, Mr. Oscar Sudi, the MP for Kapsaret, was on the flight with you.
He was going to Eldoret.
So there is no sanitizer.
Yes.
So you need, you need people who can work. Right. The Ministry of Transport in Sudan is different from the Ministry of Land, of Roads and Bridges. In Sudan, it's very important to have bridges. Because most of Sudan is either you cross. When the Nile passes, you must go the other side. You need a minister who should be constructing several bridges across the Nile and in the Bahazzel region. I've traveled all those Yumbe, all those places. I've been there in search for peace for my country. I've been to Rikwamba. I have been to Rikwamba, Yambio. Have you seen the places I've gone to? So many of these places. I've traveled, I've flown in the most of the places of Sudan. I've been to Abyei Peninsula, where there is war. I've seen all those type of things that are taking place. So Sudan needs a Ministry of Roads and Bridges.
And they also have Peter Masalo Nasir as the Minister of Dams, and also they have Manoa Peter Gatkuoth as Minister of Water Resources and Irrigation. What is the difference?
Very big difference. Again, dams. You need a full ministry to construct
and
dams.
Not the Ministry of Water.
No. The ministry finds out where the dam should be.
And then the ministry.
Then the water minister has to say whether yes or no. That's why we got it wrong in Emerald and Kemerol. And the man took the money. Emerald and Kemerol money went 7 billion. They told us there is a bank guarantee. It is not here. Up to today, the president, I don't know when the president has received a bank guarantee here.
All right, and a lot of other ministries. I know President Salva Kiir and Riek Machar, they were just trying to be very accommodative. But also
Joseph Oto Manase.
He's saying, is it nepotism and tribalism? I think that also we cannot avoid that. The fact that Riek Machar's wife is the Minister of Defense. Can you imagine if President Uhuru Kenyatta appointed our First Lady here, Margaret Kenyatta, Well, that can't happen in Kenya, but it happens out there. It happens, and also our constitution, regulated the number of ministries the country can have, because after the bloated, ministries we had with the Grand Coalition government, which is very understandable, and I think is the case here in South Sudan. But a country that is struggling even to pay its civil servants, I don't know how this practical, having all these ministries and doubling some of these responsibilities. To be honest, I don't know how that is going to work for South Sudan.
We have to help South
The
Sudan
wage bill.
to pay to sustain the resuscitated peace agreement. Joseph Oto Manese, this is a beginning cabinet to break the stalemate.
Yes.
Changes will come. Let people readjust, let the peace process hold, then we readjust and the people start going to these places. Please.
So we give it a chance.
Yes.
And see
give
how
it
will
a
work.
chance.
All right. And so what else is making headlines across Africa? Let's see. You said you did not want to talk about Uganda, but on a lighter note, as a concerned citizen has petitioned court seeking to suspend all elections scheduled for 2021 in Uganda for 5 years until government gains control over the coronavirus. So this is an election that is supposed to happen next year. A concerned citizen, and I'm saying it's on a lighter note because it's very ridiculous, has gone to court to say that these elections that are supposed to be happening next year, not even this year in Uganda, should be postponed for the next 5 years until the government gets control over the coronavirus.
Because I think the guy has got a very good oversight. How are you going to have public rallies? We don't know when
the corona will end. He's asking 5 years, doctor. The elections to be suspended. Elections that are meant to be happening, not even in May. Like
but
Malawi.
when is the corona going to end? We don't know.
Okay.
The citizen in Uganda who has moved to court,
Is right.
I believe Kenya should also move to court and suspend the 2022 elections.
You stop it.
Yes, so that we don't have a haggle
Because
and we have President Uhuru Kenyatta continuing until
and
the
another 5
corona
years.
is over.
anyway, like I said, this news was on a lighter note, so
The legacy.
the legacy has to continue.
Yeah,
I'm suspecting this concerned citizen,
Mutata. Some people in Kenya will go to court
but I'm
to
suspecting
suspend every campaign, every talk. Because now, if China and America,
Yes.
the biggest powers
yes,
that we see, cannot tell us when this thing will end, how shall we know? At least Ebola, we saw it killed a few people in Liberia, it ended.
in DRC.
Now, we don't know, this one is air, it moves in the air.
Uganda has not even registered in any
Not
cases.
yet. So, 5 years for us in Uganda, we are thinking like a British.
Oh my goodness.
5.
He's joking.
Suspend the 2021 elections
And then-
for 5 years.
And then Kenya suspends the 2022
Then
elections.
Kenya can suspend the 2022 elections.
And then Malawi can suspend the May elections.
In fact, the Malawi should even cease,
And then Peter Mutharika should continue.
continue for some time to hold on until the new president comes in place.
And then Mozambique should suspend also the cases.
I'm telling you,
And then what?
doesn't it bring me to the question, does Africa need the elections?
And then Paul Biya can suspend
Yes,
elections.
does Africa need?
Do you know the people who will be looking forward to suspending elections in this continent should these former presidents? But 2021 is a bit too far. We don't know when this corona will
Neither do you know when the
Yes,
corona will
will end.
spread. How are you going to hold the political rallies? How will the people canvass? That man in Uganda has a point, though.
Okay.
We have 9 months left to vote, less than a year. You have to canvass all 222 districts or more in Uganda. The guy has a point.
He has a point.
Yes.
All right, very well. And there's a matter here in South Sudan. Just before we leave the matter in South Sudan, now the UN Human Rights Commission for South Sudan has recommended that all senior officials make written declarations regarding their assets prior to taking up government positions. Now, this comes as South Sudanese are expecting a new cabinet, which was announced yesterday. And of course, the revitalized peace agreement required leaders and stakeholders to ensure that they're transparent and accountable. Chapter 4 of the agreement stipulates that that any leader found to have condoned or engaged in corrupt practices shall be held accountable and barred from holding public office in according to the agreement and the law. This reports from the UN every time about South Sudan. I think they're up to something, but now this new requirement, they're saying even these ministers or any public official who has been appointed in any position in South Sudan, they should declare their wealth. Who do you think they're targeting, Doctor, in this regard? Owing to the rampant corruption that has been happening in South Sudan, and also a huge number of them have assets across the world, and especially here in Kenya, we've seen it happen, and across other places in globe. Is this move by the United Nations, is it timely? Is it needed right now, or who are they targeting? Are they targeting certain individuals there?
On the question of,
they want all the new officials that have been named before they take up jobs, the United Nations Human Rights Commission, before they take up their new post, that they should declare their assets. Why is it on? Why is this matter?
Corruption.
Yes.
They want to fight corruption.
In South Sudan.
Yes.
Are they targeting individuals?
Yes. And
and these sanctions that have been happening.
I told you that there was a security dossier which wanted to dismember South Sudan. And I kept on telling Dr. Riek Machar that please don't hesitate to sign this agreement. Now, that security dossier of Kuluni
Sentry
and the Sentry, yes, Kuluni and the Pedegast is still looming under the regs of Salva Kiir. He hasn't removed it yet. But now that this situation is like that, we shall help Salva Kiir to remove that looming under.
But also now to think along those lines, Doctor, to think along your thought process there, because I think somebody somewhere had hoped these leaders would not sign the peace deal. So it's very possible what you've been saying. Somebody had already prepared a certain document to take these people forward. So now that the South Sudanese leaders perhaps beat them at their own game, so now they're still looking for ways to really get a hold of some of these people. I don't think the South Sudan case is something that even after the signing, I don't think they'll let go. They'll still come for these officials. We saw new sanctions, and even the list of that cabinet ministers that President Salva Kiir appointed, a good number of those people have been sanctioned. So you wonder why are you appointing these people who have been sanctioned already? I don't know what message the President Salva Kiir is trying to send, but I think there's some underworking on South Sudan, and the people who are up to something there in South Sudan, and they're targeting a few individuals there of the leadership of South Sudan.
I think I agree with you.
Yes.
So South Sudanese themselves. And this man says, Corona, you have to bury all Toyota Coronas to secure people from coronavirus. What is wrong with these guys?
John Clark is just is just being funny. You want to say Corona? Well, the beer in the US called Corona, nobody's buying that beer anymore. A couple of weeks ago that emerged, and so Doctor, some very worrying reports coming from Mozambique. A second group of Russian mercenaries are reported to be in Mozambique. And remember, Mozambique, some parts of Mozambique have been experiencing a lot of turmoil, and there has been reported some Russian mercenaries have been seen in that country. They have been reported to help fight Islamic militants who have been carrying out attacks in the north side of the country. So the military sources have confirmed the arrival of the Russians. Apparently the Russians are helping them fight the Islamist militants there in Mozambique. I don't know how that war will go, or when you hear Russian mercenaries, it jolts you into thinking. We talked about the general.
Something has come up, just some breaking news that have just come up. The 5 gunmen broke into the Kenya-Uganda border in just a few minutes ago, this morning, and killed several gunmen. Tension in Moyale after gunmen from Ethiopia killed 5 Kenyans. Some Ethiopian gunmen broke into, crossed the border in Moyale and killed 5 Kenyans in a few hours this morning, and that's the news that has arrived just right now
from
to us
Ethiopia.
From Ethiopia. So Kenya again is faced with that problem. And I told you, it is not just the tip of the iceberg. That along this porous border, we have enemies that come in and they want to kill this country. But there you are. This is Moyale now. The meeting comes hours after Ethiopian president met President Uhuru Kenyatta yesterday. So what message are the gunmen from Ethiopia trying to send?
And who is behind this gunman?
And who is behind
that is the
this
big
gunman?
question. Yes.
I think the answer will be in another program we shall do on Monday.
On diplomatic
I will
links.
tell you on diplomatic links. I will go behind the enemy lines and find out what is coming and what might cause this confusion. Thank you very much, our viewers.
All right, so let me just take you through the rest of the news-making headlines. In Tunisia, a news conference on Thursday evening, Tunisia's health ministry announced 6 new cases of coronavirus. And we go to Tanzania, where Tanzania President John Magufuli has paid the fine of one of a group of opposition leaders so he could be freed from jail. President Magufuli paid over $16,500 for Peter Msigwa, one of the 9 Chadema politicians who were sentenced to pay over $150,000 in total or go to jail for 5 months. So President Magufuli paid fine for opposition leaders because they on 2018 apparently they organized an illegal rally, and so they had been in police custody for quite a while now. And some Chadema, I was watching even them tweeting, supporters they don't understand why President Magufuli paid for that fine. And also in Libya, an African Union-led contact group meeting on Libya is taking place in the Republic of Congo today. It is under the auspices of the Congolese President Denis Sassou Nguesso, who is the chair of African Union's high-level committee on Libya. Can you imagine talks on Libya, to find a peace in a peaceful, or to attain peace in Libya? These talks are happening in the Republic of Congo. Very interesting.
Yeah, Nyangweso or Nguesso.
Sassou Nguesso, yes.
Sassou Nguesso is a military guy, and he runs one of the branches of African Union. Yesterday we saw African Union failing, and Nguesso himself has not spoken about the atrocities committed in Cameroon. But they are busy looking at Libya. The same problem that they created. You see, the same problem that they created. So, what we need to do is to find why in Congo. Thank you.
All right, and we end with Gambia, where Gambian President Adama Barrow.
There's still more.
Okay, Adama Barrow has replaced the head of the army, according to a statement from the presidency. The March 11th statement said Barrow, as commander-in-chief of the armed forces, had decided to relieve Lieutenant General Masane Kinte of his duties as the chief of defense staff of the Gambian armed forces, effective 5th March 2020. Mr. Adama Barrow there, I think, is taking some cautionary measures. I remember the country has been in turmoil. People have been protesting because the agreement was after the removal of Yahya Jammeh, he was to come and serve 3 years. But the constitutional allowed time for 1 term, the presidency there for a term is 5 years. So Adama Barrow is saying, no, let me just complete these 5 years. But other people that they were in a coalition with are saying, no, they seems as though they feel as though Adama Barrow has betrayed the trust that they had and the gentleman's agreement. So for him to replace the head of the army, perhaps he's not very confident. He's worried about another coup that might happen. I don't know, there in Gambia.
Look, let's get this very clear.
Yes.
Adama Barrow came to power, promised that he will
step down.
Power is sweet.
Of course. You've seen people fighting for it, about to die for it in this country. It must be very, very sweet. And yeah. And power corrupts, must have corrupted Mr. Adama Barrow. And they said 3 years, no. I need another extension. But it is mandated in the constitution, so he's not breaking any law as far as the constitution
He wants
is
to
concerned.
extend, he should go. Adama Barrow
Wants to complete
was
the
brought
term.
to power by this television station. Without Punchline in Africa, Adama Barrow would be zero. I would like a production team to check some of the, can they bring some of the things that I said about that country, Gambia. Please bring some of the clips before we leave. Then you will know that we stood for this to work through. We made it work through. We made it go through. Adama Barrow should stick to the agreement. I did not know that Adama Barrow is now listening to the French. Every time when you see French cropping into your country, you must be very scared person that there is something wrong coming. Instead of listening to us who brought him to power, Adama Barrow is listening to the French from Senegal. And that he is going to have trouble. He doesn't know that the French want to take him to an angle where Fatou Bensouda takes over as the president of Gambia. After Fatou Bensouda has resigned from the ICC, she cannot go anywhere. She will be prosecuted by very many people. Private prosecution motions. The only way that the French intelligence, this SIG, DGSE, has done is to get Madame Bensouda to go and take power. You notice that Yaya Jammeh is in Equatorial Guinea. They have never asked for a warrant of arrest for Yaya Jammeh. Never. And the Equatorial Guinea cannot, is part of the French hegemony. The intelligence that mans Equatorial Guinea. You can't see the human rights abuses that are in Equatorial Guinea. France does not talk about them. Mugabe's wife has put money in Equatorial Guinea. All the billions that were stolen from Zimbabwe were taken to Equatorial Guinea. Nobody is talking about Equatorial Guinea. Yaya said she is coming back because the army that Adama took over is Yahaya's army. That's why he has moved very fast and quickly to remove the army commander. That is already a division coming. But the overall plan for Gambia is to take over by Fatou Bensouda.
Fatou Bensouda. All right. And
I don't know whether Stephen has some of those clips. Especially, there is something that I wanted us to see here. Some of the clips that show exactly about some of the things that are happening today.
all right, they're looking, and John Clark is there with very interesting breaking news. Joseph Otto Manasseh, you're saying it's simple. Those external forces behind instigation of South Sudan war don't want to see peace in the country. You can see after every positive development, there is another negative issue to cause havoc. They should stay away at the moment, I think. All right, and I agree with you. For peace to be given a chance, I think we should allow South Sudan leadership to work out its own matters. And on from Ambazonia, an international conference aimed at seeking solutions to the crisis in the northwest and southwest region has been postponed over corona fears. So the conference was expected to be held at George Washington University from March 19th to 21st, 2020, but organizers have now pushed it forward. So I think another communication shall be relayed later. And on Biafra, the leader of the indigenous people in Biafra, Nnamdi Kanu, has accused Southwest governors of supporting herdsmen attack in the region. Kanu stated that this while reacting to the report that herdsmen dressed in military uniforms on Tuesday attacked residents of Ndegu Orie community in Ohauku local government area of Ebonyi State. So that those are just some of the news making headlines across Africa today. And all right. There you go. I think, Doctor, we are done for the Friday edition.
I think the most important thing is, I don't know whether our satellite picked us today. We haven't seen anything, which is a very sorry state. Yeah.
It's a very sorry state there, Mr. Stephen.
Yeah.
Okay.
The satellite.
Mohaji is saying Yahya Jammeh is uncle to Bensouda. Really?
Yes.
Okay.
He's an uncle to Bensouda.
Thank you for the research.
You didn't know.
No, I didn't know.
That's why I fought so hard to remove him. He's an uncle to Bensouda.
She's related to.
Related. So they are taking power through the French. You know, he's helping the French to resuscitate all African cases. France pays the whole ICC 70% of the salary. You can't live without any case hanging there. We are in a sorry state.
Yeah, sorry state. All right. Okay. So are we waiting for those images from the production team there?
Yeah, just let's see the images first.
So as we see the images, of course, the East Africa community has suspended all planned meetings until further notice due to the global outbreak of the coronavirus. And also, what else is happening there? I think this one we talked about it in the morning. The brigadier from Uganda who was reportedly arrested and taken to Kibuli Police CID headquarters.
General.
Yes, General, yesterday. Tumukunde's arrest follows a security meeting held on Wednesday at President's office near Parliament, in which it was resolved that he's arrested and charged. And right now he's facing treason charges because actually he announced earlier over the weekend that he plans to run for the presidential elections there in Uganda. So some of the issues he had a press conference, and some of the issues that he talked about include the fact that many officers have been blocked from retiring from the army and the forced relationship between Uganda and Rwanda. So he's concerned. So some of the officers have been blocked from retiring from the army. Those are some of the issues that the general is bringing up. Very interesting. But that is a conversation for another day. We go to Liberia, where Liberian journalists took to the streets of Monrovia yesterday to denounce alleged harassment by security forces. The protest follows the death of journalist Zenu Koboi last month. Mr. Joshua is really having a very difficult there in Liberia. He realizes you can shine in the field playing football, but when it comes to politics, and especially being a head of state, it's a completely different ball game. I want to thank you so much. Mohaji there, you're calling yourself the senior advisor. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for your help and for the information, and for engaging with us, and the rest of you who have engaged with us this morning and this afternoon. Mr. John Clark there, a very cheeky comment there from you. What are you saying the men are doing now? All right. So, okay. So I think, do we call it a day for the Friday edition?
No, they are bringing the photographs before we go.
Before we go. All right. Okay. Okay, good.
That's okay.
Yes.
Thank you very much, viewers, and we shall be here on Sunday.
Yes.
Meanwhile, I want to tell you, to announce to you that Radio Punchline Africa is on top of the hour with Mr. Pande Wakapande Makanga.
Yes, he's doing
the guy does it.
He does.
And then there is Mr. Sin. Sin.
Is it Sin
at night?
Sean? Is it Sean or Sin?
Sean, Sin.
It's French.
Whatever, I don't know.
It's a French name.
It's Sean.
It's Sean.
Yeah, when you are eating frogs, you say Sean.
It's a French name. Sean.
You know you are taking me where I don't want. Don't forget to tune to Radio Punchline Africa. www.
Yes.
Radio Punchline Africa. This is our station. It broadcasts very good Lingala, Rumba, what type of music? All music from very Africa.
Afrobeat, every kind
Afrobeat,
of music from Africa.
Everywhere from South Africa, very from
nice.
The late Mutukuzi, from Yvonne Chacha. Chacha,
you have to say that name right. Can you try again?
Yvonne.
Who?
Yvonne Chacha.
Chaka.
Yvonne Chaka.
I give up.
From there's a lady, a famous lady who died in Africa, South Africa.
So that Miriam Makeba.
Miriam Makeba.
That's my namesake. Yes, Mama Africa.
Then from Tanzania, we go straight. I think we need viewers, production team. Can you bring Mr. Makambe Bapambe here? We need him just to stand here. The microphone is here, isn't it?
Yes.
Yes, Mr. Pambe.
Mr. Pambe, yeah, he's in the radio.
He's here. Let him come and tell the viewers. Hello, Africa Radio, Punchline Africa. All the way from Nairobi, the Republic of Kenya. We shall be sending him music all the way to Kismayo, to KDF.
Why are you targeting Kismayo?
Because we want our soldiers in Kismayo to enjoy our program. In fact, this program is dedicated to the soldiers in Kismayo once in a week.
Is there internet in Kismayo?
Yes, plenty.
Good, and that they can stream.
They can stream from, because the optic fiber for this passes through the Indian Ocean.
So they have plenty of that.
So our soldiers in Mogadishu, the UPDF, listen to Radio Punchline Africa. And the soldiers in Kismayo, the KDF, listen to Radio Punchline Africa. Wa!
Alright.
Tuko kali sana na pipindi. Any music you want to request us. We are on the platform Radio Punchline Africa.
And do you play reggae there?
Reggae. We never die alone.
We have some very good reggae artists from Africa, like Lucky Dube.
Lucky Dube, the late. Where's Mr. Pambe? We are waiting for you before we close the program. We want you to be seen here.
He's walking in with his lovely satin shirt.
Gambia decides 2018. It's me.
Yes.
I brought this guy to power. You can see. Come this way, boss. This is it. This is practical. Stand very far. Have you sanitized your hands?
I already sanitized.
Have you sanitized your hands, man?
I have.
Take it. Here we are. We use sanitizer here.
Are you sure you've sanitized?
Yes.
I've already sanitized.
We are germophobes and we're scared.
Bring it on now. We are here.
Yes.
That is me interviewing and bringing Gambia, Mr. Adama Barrow to power.
All right.
There you have grown old now.
In 2016.
With my badge of Africa, I will never let Africa down.
All right.
Yes, Mr. Pambe.
Yes.
Mapambe.
And now we look very colorful.
Red, colorful, red, blue. Look at Mr. Pambe,
all
Mr.
colors.
Frederick.
Almost the flag of Kenya.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, we are about. Yes.
No.
Yes, the difference is
Yes.
just
The blue.
We don't have a white.
But
white
if
If
Frederick joined,
Fred came, there will be a flag of Kenya.
then we'll be complete. All right. So he is our presenter.
He's our presenter together with another one
Radio
who
Punchline
comes in at night and you push it up to 10 o'clock.
Yes.
What is
Sean,
Tomorrow it will be
Sean Wesonga in
Yes.
Kenya Today show.
Kenya Today show. Yours is all day. Is Africa.
Yeah, the whole day
It's
is
called
Africa
what, the
Daytime
show?
Express.
Daytime Express. Waambia watu.
Inaitwa
We are here
Daytime
online.
Express.
Yes.
Inakujia kuanzia mchana hadi
Yes.
hapo saa 2
Yes.
za usiku.
Zungumza Kiswahili bwana na Kiingereza na Portuguese. She will speak in German.
And also all types of music are there across Africa.
Across the bridge.
Yeah, across the bridge. Yeah.
There is no sorrow.
Hapo sasa.
Yes, endelea. You are the one running the show.
Sasa bila shaka mambo mengi yameweza kufanyika leo hii, lakini tunasikitika ya kwamba tayari ugonjwa wa coronavirus tayari kisa kimoja kimesharipotiwa leo hii, lakini I don't think kama lazima tutakuwa tunatarajia tena visa vingine kama hivyo, kwa sababu tayari taifa la Kenya limeshaonekana kwamba liko tayari kuweza kupambana na ugonjwa huo, kulingana na waziri wa afya Mutahi Kagwe. Bila shaka anaonekana kuwa tayari, kuwa na nguvu, kuwa na ari tangu tu alipoingia mamlakani, na kwamba hatutarajii chochote tena ambacho kitaweza kuatisha Wakenya. Wakenya, kaeni ange, kaeni ngangari, kaeni safi kabisa popote pale ulipo. Jaribu tu kuweza kunawa mikono kwa sabuni, fuatilia yale mambo ambayo ulikuwa umeelezwa na uweze kuepuka haya maradhi.
Asante sana msikilizaji kutoka Radio Punchline Africa. This is the only station in Africa that brings African music, that brings any music from the Fulani, from the Igbo, from every corner. In Amazonia, wherever you are, listen to this music. We are your people. We are the sound. There is hope coming. Yes.
Kuna matumaini.
Matumaini imekuja.
Hivyo sasa.
Yes, any Mogadishu. Mr. Farimajo, we even play Somali music.
Exactly.
Yes. We play Somali music.
Well,
we don't discriminate.
Abdulaziz Ahmed is here, so he's. I think
Abdulaziz Ahmed.
that should make him happy.
German lady, you are smiling today. What is wrong? She is.
Everything is right.
Everything is right.
I'm sanitized.
And we have sanitized. We don't want to show. We sanitize here. Everything is sanitized.
Nice to see you, Abdulaziz.
Night again, you have come back, and we wash our hands like a pirate.
By the time
Exactly.
we leave here, you would have completed that.
Yes,
also.
it is better. So that when it comes to find the heavy,
No.
So I think
heavy sanitization.
we should be carrying it in our pockets.
Yeah,
wherever
everybody
you go.
should buy, but we are not advertising the owner of this.
Yes.
Yeah.
Buy, it is only 200 shillings.
Yes.
And please, let it in the pocket. Try to prevent this disease.
All right.
There is one song that I want us to sing.
Okay.
Yes,
I'll
one
just cheer.
yes. You'll just do
Then that'll be the
chorus.
bass, yeah? Chorus, that is it.
There is a song by Baraka Mshe.
Shida.
Yes, hakuna kitu kibaya kwa dunia kama shida.
Kama
Kuna
shida.
shida?
Yes, kila siku shida mpaka siku ya
mwisho.
mwisho.
Nani huyo kuna shida kila siku?
Unamjua?
No.
Hapa Kenya iko mtu mmoja ako na shida mpaka siku ya mwisho.
Allegedly.
Hakuna kitu kibaya
Sana,
duniani kama shida. Ijakuwe nani? Ijakuwe mtoto, ijakuwe
mtu mzima, ijakuwe mzee.
Kila siku shida. Oh, siku ya mwisho.
Mpaka siku ya. Why are you mutilating that song? If you
Mpaka siku ya mwisho.
But I think they should listen to radio. It will be
Punchline Africa.
Radio Punchline Africa.
Next, we promise on Sunday we shall start with the radio from here. What do you think?
It will be
Or
right.
from there?
We can
Whatever.
start from here and then,
Or from the
and
studio,
then,
the other side. Kila siku shida. Oh, paka siku ya mwisho. Problems come even at the funeral.
Yes.
I'm trying to just be quiet over
Be
here.
quiet.
Just be nice.
Problems come. If you wake up from the grave at the funeral and see how many people talk to your wife, you would be more scared. They even tell him, oh, you know, this man stopped me from seeing you.
No,
Kama unataka to test Africa, just pretend you have done. Then you come
died.
back or go to prison. Then you'll see how many people will like you.
Okay.
Exactly.
I don't want to die and I don't want to go to prison.
We also play
Yes.
Arabic music. The meaning of the song Bisi Makabura is there is nowhere in the world where there is no
I
problem.
think you understand and saying what a meaningful song. It's beautiful.
What a meaningful song. Kila siku. Thank you very much Bisi Makabura. Kila siku.
Every day.
Another song that I love so much on the radio. I'm now advertising this radio. And Miriam will do the good thing of the link. I am very bad at English. It is
With all your London education.
yes, not London.
good.
Oh, Cantab.
Shakespeare.
Cantab.
Cantab.
Yes, mutu ya Cantab. My exam was Cantab.
But you're good.
My exam was not. We are the only last people in East Africa
Yes.
with East African certificate
Yes.
of education.
So you cannot sit here and tell us.
So I am an
this is bad.
integrated man.
It is still,
Doctor.
and
Yes,
across
let me
the
give
bridge.
you-
I think
yes.
you had already passed across all these things.
Yes.
Whenever you
And
walked,
that's-
yes.
all those countries.
And that's what I'm
walking
saying.
Around, yes,
With all of that,
experience.
doctor, you cannot sit here and tell us your English is bad. We shall not board that.
Yes, I studied J.A. Bright, not
Your
Makonde,
English cannot be bad.
not Wakundipe.
All right.
Wakundipe.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So,
Yeah.
kila siku paka siku ya mwisho.
Shida.
Then there is one other one is Sina Makosa.
Sina makosa.
Sina makosa.
Sa mama,
Mimi sema-
chuki ya nini kati yangu
Mimi
na wewe? It says Mbaraka Mshe was very good man. Well, the last song Mbaraka Mshe played was in for those Kenyans watching, was in this place called Carnival.
Yes.
We all flew in from Uganda. I remember with my minister. We entered the Carnival. We listened to that music. Then the man died.
Just after
The song
after
in
the song
Tanzania
in Kenya
on
performed.
his way home. He died.
We played that song.
After that was the last song that he played.
The last concert.
Yes,
Okay.
I have been there. I've danced. I've eaten. You know, Carnival is the only place where there's crocodile meat.
Yeah. No, even
What
when you
about
go
these
to Mamba
other-
Village.
No, the Carnival here in Nairobi.
In Nairobi. Also,
Yes.
Also Mamba Village and also in Mombasa. And, you go to
And
Mombasa.
there was a
Some
band there
concerts,
called
yes.
Mushrooms.
The mushrooms. The mushrooms.
The Mushrooms.
Yes.
Then there is the Maroons.
Maroon Commandos.
Commandos. That's the.
Still-
Do you remember one song of the Maroon Commandos? It is
There are
one
many-
very popular here. Kenyans.
They're so good, so nice songs of Maroon Commandos, and are still playing there in radio. But I think when they listen, they will
Our
be given
radio, our radio is
link and
listened everywhere.
And Manasseh is trying to say perhaps it should play a lot of French music so that Paul
For
Biya-
and we play French music
We
to
don't want-
remove President Paul Biya.
Manasseh, do you want us to entertain Paul Biya now?
No, no.
To remove Paul
We
Biya.
want to remove President Paul Biya.
But I think we shall be looking at that.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes,
All
because we want to play to give hope to those guys who have been in the forest for 4 years.
Very
Yes.
true.
The women, the raped ones, the places are banned. Surely Africa. In Biafra, it is even worse.
It's terrible now.
In Biafra, herdsmen dressed in army uniform
They're given.
come and kill Igbo. The Jamen, we cry for Africa. We cry. The anger and the political management.
Without forgetting about there's a certain community in Ethiopia.
Yes.
They're still, women are still carrying guns
yes.
around, and you see, people are
Containers
scared
were
about.
intercepted in Djibouti yesterday. What did you say in your radio? Containers were intercepted with guns
Headed
headed
to
to Ethiopia. What are these guns for?
And then
Who
today-
is exporting the
Then we
guns?
hear Ethiopians, some parts, they're attacking Kenya.
Yes. And then today, this morning, Ethiopians are attacking Kenya.
We cannot say it's,
But
it's a
there's
whole,
still-
maybe it's a few elements.
Yes.
But
Some few people, but I think peace is still prevailing just around East Africa and Africa as a whole. But I think just near the borders, there's some problem.
Yes.
That's next to the borders.
So my letter to the Secretary General was worth it.
yes.
To alert the Secretary, you saw it. Yes, to alert the United Nations Secretary General, there is something wrong.
Yes.
If you don't watch out, we are dead.
Abdelaziz Ahmed is saying no French music,
what?
please.
Now you
What-
see,
what-
Ahmed, I told you,
Ahmed.
they are the people in Somalia confusing Somalia.
He's saying no French music.
Yes,
Please.
no French music banned.
French. He does not.
And then John Clark said, any Kenya blues is blue, is
Yeah,
here.
they are
Any
there.
Kenya blues.
Kenya
They,
Blue
they are there.
Stars.
Kenya
You know
Blue
them?
Stars, they are there. Blues.
What is the one of them?
I think this is a music. Is it a
it's
a band? The Kenya
It's
Blue
Blue
Stars.
It's kind of a band.
Like the
But the
maroon.
blues are
Yes.
band.
there, yes.
Yeah.
Okay. My
Okay.
people,
Shall look at.
thank you very much. Thank you very much, viewers. We are almost coming to the end of the show. We want to take this opportunity to thank all of you. Miriam, Mr. Pande Makanga, the son of soil,
Son of Soil.
born in Musie, across the bridge.
The bridge.
In Uganda, there is sorrow.
So many bridges here.
Yes.
So-
This place has everybody.
Even South Sudan now
Pan-African-
has a ministry of bridges.
Of bridges.
Yes, exactly.
Across the bridges. It's very interesting. I don't agree with that list, but not today. We'll have that conversation.
No, but the
some-
bridges are different from roads.
Across
And the roads are different from transport. That's why in Kenya,
Yes.
President Uhuru Kenyatta has hipped the whole ministry to one man and there are no sanitizers at the airport.
Across the
Yep.
bridge.
Leo,
But Daktari,
that
don't
is
you
the
think-
only thing where we can talk about. We
Daktari-
like the president so much,
Yes.
and we want him to. We like you so much, sir. But that ministry, some people are letting you down.
Yeah.
Yes, like the locust man, locust.
Daktari, do you think a lot of ministries can be expensive to a country?
Yes, we should cut
It
down.
should- yeah,
But for the sanitizers, it's for the
The
Ministry of
sanitizer-
Health.
Yes,
It's for the
but
Ministry
this
of Health,
Kagwe
yes.
will can even force sanitizers anywhere.
He should.
The other minister, what happened to the lady? Which ministry did she go to?
Cecil. I think she was given another ministry.
Cecil
Ba-
Mbarire.
Yeah, no, not
Cecil-
Cecil Mbarire.
Cecil Kariuki.
Kariuki.
Yeah, exactly.
Can somebody, production team, I have forgotten the count of this. The minister of Cecil Mbarire was moved to another
No,
ministry.
Cecil Karaoke.
Kariuki.
Cecil Kariuki.
But what happened to Cecil Mbarire? The nominated
Yes.
MP who
She's,
became
just
a Tanga group orphan.
she
Because
diminished.
you know why she got annoyed? Because her sister-in-law of NIS, NYS, you remember that woman, Omoro,
Omola,
who stole money? Eh,
Were carrying in sacks.
this time they carried it. The Omoro, the lady, the PS, is a relative, either to the husband or something. She got annoyed. Now some people get annoyed with Uhuru Kenyatta after they have committed their own problems. Like Cecile Mbarire. She would be the last person to talk about. You remember when she went on a platform and said, Mama, this other man, the senator, who wanted to stand the senator, the governorship of Embu, the rich guy who switched on and went to Mutua's party. Yes. He said, after all this I've done for you, let's end it here.
Then I can see Monijek.
Yes.
Mijak. He's saying continue to open the eyes of the African people in the continent. Your voice of the voiceless. God bless you guys.
There you are. Thank you very much. There are people who don't say thank you to us.
Monjek Mijak.
But we
Monjek.
take bullets for them, and we shall do that every day. Nobody will stop reggae. Now reggae is suspended a bit. What are you going to tell the people on the radio?
Corona has post reggae.
No, the Corona.
Has post not stopped, but has post reggae a bit.
But Reg will just continue here.
Oh no, Ahmed Aziz from Mogadishu. Please stop this joke.
It's
You
okay.
try and there will be trouble here.
I know it's okay. He's
Coming very
joking.
close.
He's
to
not
the-
joking.
He's joking.
You know you don't joke with Somali man.
Abdulaziz Ahmed.
Ahmed Abdulaziz Ahmed.
I'm happy to see you
Yeah.
today.
Dr. Matsanga, I am coming very close to Germany lady. Why don't you speak some German? Cotton bag dough. What is it?
Abdulaziz is this from Mogadishu or Oslo?
No, Mogadishu.
Morgan.
Mogadishu.
Gotten Morgan.
Gotten Megan. You know, this
Good
guy
morning.
knows.
Huh?
Good morning. Gotten Morgan.
Guten
Gotten
Morgen.
Morgan.
Yeah,
But
speak.
now it's Guten Tag or
It is now called Gotten Tag.
Guten, it's afternoon or
Afternoon.
Or Nachmittag.
What did the German chancellor told the Germans the truth about the coronavirus? What did she say? She said it is here and we have to take steps to control it.
All right.
Some women are very powerful in the world. Thank you very much.
Like
We
her.
want
I
like
really,
you.
I really admire the German chancellor.
Yeah,
Angela
but
Merkel.
Abdulaziz is coming too close.
Yes.
You're
Maybe
welcome.
to Reg and so on.
The people of
Continue fighting
Bozonia,
Africa.
Cecily Kariuki Mbaruki was moved from the ministry
To where?
to the water ministry. Water ministry. I told you.
What I dams.
Even in Kenya, there is water. No, the dams have been removed from
From the
some
Ministry of
place.
Water.
Yeah.
All right.
And Abdazi Elvis Song Nyong said, Ambazonia, Elvis, I trust Dr. Matanga. Yes, trust me, one day we shall get freedom.
Yes.
God bless you. God bless you. God bless Africa. This station is for Africa, with Africa, by Africa. Ciao.
Ciao.
peace must be our goal and our guide. And all that we strive for as a human family, dignity and hope, progress and prosperity, depends on peace. But peace depends on us.